This is the Doro 8030, which has been launched here at Mobile World Congress 2016. It will be available next week from £170 SIM-free or for £99 on pay-as-you-go from O2. So in case you haven't heard of Doro, it's not your average smartphone brand. They're more known for making feature phones for older people, so they've got hearing aid compatibility, bigger buttons on the screen, that kind of thing. And they've brought that kind of technology and that kind of way of thinking to their smartphones. So they're really simple to use and they're task-based. So the USP is that it thinks like you. So you would think in terms of a verb, what do I want to do? I might want to send a message, or I might want to make a call, and it has those functions, those verbs right there. So you just go straight in by what you want to do and it leads you through the process, rather than you having to intuitively know how to interact with an Android operating system. So for someone that is not familiar with that kind of technology, it's really good for that step-by-step, gentle way of breaking you into using a smartphone. Now, in case you're wondering whether that restricts what apps you can use, it certainly doesn't. This runs on the Google Android operating system, and it's a lollipop version. It means you can download all the apps from the Google Play Store and use them just as you would on any normal smartphone. It isn't going to go to Marshmallow as we know yet. It might happen, but we'll wait for confirmation on that. So this phone is aimed at people who may be more senior, they're not familiar with smartphones, and they might generally need a bit more care and assistance in their day-to-day life. So to help with that, Doro has also launched a new app called Connect and Care. So relatives or carers can download that onto their phone, and it allows them to check the location of the person that they are caring for, or it lets that person send the carer a notification to say, I'm here, perhaps if they need some help or something like that. Similarly, you can also send the person that you're caring for reminders, perhaps of a doctor's appointment or to take medication, and it's just a great way to check in on your loved ones that you're caring for to make sure that they're okay, even if you might be miles apart. The app is free for the first year, and there's a small charge after that of £3 per month, but then that allows you to connect as many carers to one senior person. So to ensure that the user can get as much out of the phone as possible, there's also a remote assistance feature. So family and friends can log in, they can see your screen, and that they can control it to help you overcome a problem. So perhaps you can't download an app or you can't connect to Wi-Fi, then they can remote log in for you and sort out the problem. In terms of other specifications, it has a 4.5-inch screen which fits comfortably in the hand and is good for people who might have dexterity issues. There's also a 5-megapixel camera on the back in case you want to take the occasional snap, and a VGA camera on the front, which isn't very high resolution at all, but will still cope with things like Skype calls. It's fitted with a 2000 milliamp hour battery. That's not a huge capacity unit, but for this kind of use and the person that might be using this, it probably will last between 2 to 3 days. In the past, we've been a huge fan of Doro. We like what they're doing to connect older people to the internet. And I personally really like this. I think the simple assistance and the detail that's gone into making each task more understandable without having to have a prior knowledge of app language or smartphone language is really, really important. And it's good for getting older people online. And at £99 for the pay-as-you-go version, it's probably one of the cheapest ways to get people connected online. I think it's a great option for senior people.